Hello everyone and welcome to the Scuffed Kitchen. For this week's video I asked my mom what her favorite recipe is and she told me it is German curry. I only have faint memories of this dish from my childhood, so she posted the recipe for me, as you can see here. Apparently this was one of my grandmas, who adjusted it based on an English recipe from maybe the 60s or 70s. My honest best guess is that someone created this recipe based on a picture of the result and less on the ingredients. You'll see what I mean later. Let's get started. You'll need 500 grams pork shoulder, 5 tart apples, 5 onions, 1 heaped tablespoon of flour, 1 tablespoon German curry powder, 1 tablespoon tomato paste, 1 teaspoon pepper, 1 teaspoon salt, 100 grams of raisins, and 1 instant pack for a pork roast sauce. I don't know about you, but I can certainly feel the 60s oozing out of the ingredients already. Back then authenticity in Europe wasn't really necessary. If it looked exotic, it was often enough. Anyway, start by peeling the onions and then peeling and coring the apples. We will use a blender and create a paste out of them both. All I have at my disposal is an immersion blender, but if you have a proper one, use that. Make sure there's no chunks left. Set your judgment and the results aside. Next, sear off the meat in the pan and season it with half the pepper and salt. There's no need to cook it through, we just want a bit of the brownness for a little bit more flavor. Set everything aside. Now, oil up a big stew pot and heat it up over high heat. Add the apple-onion paste and wait for it to start steaming. It might bubble over, in that case reduce the heat just a little bit. Then add the flour and curry powder and mix it well. If you want a recipe on how to make that powder, check out the link in the description. Make sure everything is mixed properly. The paste should be a vibrant yellow. Once mixed, add the tomato paste and the instant sauce, as well as half a liter of water. Mix everything well and let it come to temperature again. Finally, add the meat and the raisins. Do a quick taste test and add salt and pepper to taste. Now, put the stew pot into a preheated oven at 180 degrees C. Let it cook for 2 hours while stirring every 20 minutes. Then pull it out and serve it with white long grain rice, like jasmine. Bon appétit! Okay, in conclusion, this recipe is definitely a product of its time. If I had to describe the taste, it faintly reminds me of Japanese curry, maybe, because it's a little bit mildly sweet and you can put apples in there as well. I mean, all the ingredients and ideas are there. We know that apple pairs well with pork, for example, so it kinda works. I wouldn't really call this a curry from today's standards, but in the end, it's a product of its time. If I had to change a few things, I would caramelize the onions and apples instead of blending them. I also think some potatoes and carrots would do wonders for the texture. In the end, it's one of my mom's favorite dishes and a fragment of my childhood. Well, what do you think? Let me know in the comments down below. See you next time!